guys, what's up? It's Nqobile Tembane from Top Trader SA, and we're bringing you guys another installment of Industry Chats podcast, where we sit down with industry players and talk about the industry. And I'm sitting here with my amazing co-host.
I don't want to say my name in full.
What? You need to say your name in full.
Because last time you were like, it's a signature name.
Yes.
So I'm going to cut it in half today. By the way, you're sitting with Givens Kgasi. And I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm also excited. And I think today's topic, I'll be honest, I've got two favorite topics in the industry right now.
Okay.
It's money management.
Yeah.
And the new one is currently prop firms.
Yeah.
Prop firm trading, funded programs and whatnot. And I think for me, those are really like where the community needs to go properly. And we have an industry player in the building. He says he's been in the industry for a minute or so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got Jabu Souls. Did I say it correctly? Souls.
Souls, yeah.
That sounds so international. Jabu Souls.
Isn't like a soul.
A soul, yeah.
Souls.
Multiple souls.
Yeah, I think when I saw it the first time, I had to like check twice. I'm like, hey,
Okay.
where is this one coming from?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, no, hi.
Thank you guys so much. My name indeed is Jabu Souls.
Yes.
Souls is my surname. I didn't make it up. It's not a trading name.
Is it?
Yeah, it's my surname.
Okay. I thought it's just one of those souls Nasdaq.
Unfortunately not. My name is Jabu Souls.
Souls, wait. I'm very interested in the Souls part. Is that local?
Local, yeah. That's a tough question. I think... I don't know where it comes from, but I think most of us don't know why we have the surnames we do have.
Yeah, no, but what I'm asking is like Souls is not like your Mtembu, your
Malo, yeah. Maybe we should be asking this question. Where are you from?
Look, man, I was born in the Free State, but raised in Midrand.
Okay.
I'm a Sotho speaking guy.
All right.
But Xhosa by nationality is that?
He can relate. Nobody can relate.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
So I'm born Xhosa, but I speak Sesotho. So I was born in the Free State, and then moved over to Joburg at the early ages of my life, and then I am Souls.
Your Souls.
Yeah.
Hey, that is actually a really, really nice surname. I won't lie. Sounds like he's just flexing now.
It does sound like.
How's everyone doing though? Like, how was your week? How's everything been? We met at FMAS. You know what? Networking is so powerful.
Sure.
Because essentially, you understand, we've been bringing guests that we that we met at FMAS, and I think that's so powerful, and more networking events like this need to happen for us to connect. But how's everyone doing?
Well,
I think since you've got a lovely soul, you might as well start.
Well, man, I'm doing okay. I'm doing great, to be honest, and it's such an honor to be here, guys. And I just want to commend you guys for the work that you guys do.
Sure.
And what you mentioned, it's very important to network, and what you guys do is really needed in the industry. And I really hope a lot of people can listen, tune in to some of the advice that are shared on this platform, because it can help a lot of people that are still going to face what we faced. But nonetheless, I'm good. I'm happy to be here, man. How are you guys doing?
No, we're doing okay. Excited. I don't know if you should share some of the good news that we had.
You know what my problem is right now? We share the good news, and then next week the episode doesn't come out. Mara, hey, we'll share it anyway.
We'll share it. It doesn't matter. So I think we had an amazing week, me and Ngo. We were featured on Podcast and Chill with McG and so Penduga.
Wow, that's major.
I thought maybe you were gonna come on, man. Unfortunately, we don't have that.
We need to make our own.
I think we need to make our own.
Souls will come and be like Souls.
That's big moves, man.
It was amazing, man. To meet with the guys. I mean, we are in the podcasting space, and to see how much united we are. It's not about this podcast or that podcast. We are united, and we are growing one another.
Absolutely.
So we had an amazing time. So Sol and McG, you know, what an amazing duo. The team as well. I think we have a better one here, but it was amazing. It's like what we have here, you know, family-like type of vibes.
Sure.
So we really enjoyed ourselves. Yeah. How was the experience, by the way? Guys, and let me mention this for those who don't know. I was also ghosting. I was talking behind the mics. I was sitting next to Saul the whole time, and you know, we're exchanging mics, and it's like, no, hold this mic. But it was an amazing experience, and I think as much as Nqobile was on, he appeared, but I think he represented us very well. Very well. I gotta give it to him. And I think maybe you deserve a clap, man. Well done.
Very vain clapping for myself.
But how was the experience though?
No, it was amazing. It was really amazing. I think obviously I think McG the Podcast and Chill Network is at the height of podcasting in Africa, essentially, and just for them to even recognize us as well and be like, yo guys, come through and whatnot, because essentially we were having like a panel discussion, so there were other 2 Forex traders who were there, so so it was a really great conversation as well. So we were just talking about Forex and scamming and everything, like opening the nights too. So we really hope that my involvement, and I'm gonna say this very confident, I'm speaking for myself, but mine and MJ's involvement will have benefited people and done good to people. We are not there to break people's perceptions in terms of like the industry. You know, MJ and myself, and I say that very clearly, and people must hear me out how I'm saying that, because there's a reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. You know, because essentially, you know, a lot of people come in and essentially, you know, a lot of people actually do more damage to the industry than good.
True.
And we really don't realize that, and I think that's what has brought the industry to where it's at today.
100%.
Today. But hey, it was an amazing experience. I had fun, guys. Shout out, my mom even posted me there, you know.
That's nice, man. That's
great. But apart from that, I think today's topic is, like I said, guys, I've got 2 things I'm passionate about: money management and prop firm trading. And we have somebody who's within the space today, like actually within the space. So today's conversation is basically, we're going to actually discuss prop firm tradings, the misconceptions of prop firm, funded. What is it? Is it prop firm trading, funded programs? What is it called? What's the official term? Is it prop firm trading?
You'd say prop firm trading. Yeah, it's a funded platform.
Okay.
So it's prop firm trading.
Okay, now that's great. So we're going to be talking about prop firm trading, how to get funded. I think I'm excited because I know MJ, he trades probably. He's a funded trader as well. I know you've been trading funded accounts, so I think we definitely, what I really want to do today is to get into those experiences as well, and then we're going to get into the mechanisms behind, because I've got some serious questions I'm going to ask. Hey, it seems like there's a lot of let me not get there. So tell us your prop firm journey so far.
So how it started, obviously, guys, it's I started in this industry like anybody else. I really thought I was going to come into the trading space as a whole, as I was just going to come in and make money, right? And I remember I was still employed at the time when I started trading. While I was at the job, I downloaded a demo account, and I tripled that demo account at work.
Okay.
And mind you, I went back home and I discussed with my wife then. I was like, I'm quitting this thing, right? And the next day I went in again, did the same thing, doubled another account, and I decided to quit my job.
From a demo?
From a demo.
I want to hear more. I seriously want to hear more.
From a demo, because I thought, look, I've got this thing figured out, right? And I remember, so I went in and I was like, okay, let me research. How do I actually get involved with this thing, right? And this particular broker contacted me and said, okay, this is how you go about it. And then just like, I think most of us go through the same thing, go to family members and say, hey, look, if you give me this much, this is what I'll do. I'm just waiting for some of my monies from my work, and then I'm going to go and be a millionaire, multi-millionaire for that fact. And the first account that I got was a relative of mine that gave me $600. And mind you, I still had no knowledge about it. And then I just pressed the buy. It was USD. I never forget that day. So it was a buy, and I doubled that account. And mind you, I just pressed buy, right? No knowledge whatsoever. The account doubled, and the thing is that I took out the calculator. $1,200. You see how much it is in rands? Let's go at it again. And then the very same night, I blew the account. So...
Yeah, I was waiting for that part.
Yeah.
That part was definitely coming. I was just waiting for that part.
So the very same night, I blew the account, and then I decided to say, look, okay, let me just find out more about the space. And at that time, this wasn't back in 2016 or so. Yeah, it was 2016 specifically. So, I decided to start. Obviously, there was seminars going around at that time.
Yeah.
Famous guys that are doing seminars and all of that, and enrolled for courses. At the time, the courses, I must say though, the guys that are enrolling for courses now, they are lucky. They're getting courses that are 500 lifetime mentorship.
Did you have to say that?
No, they're very lucky. I mean, if somebody's charging you 1,000 rand, you consider yourself lucky. When we started,
actually, he's right. Remember back then, a course was like a university fee.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Yeah.
You were paying for 25,000, 35,000 for 3 days mentorship.
100%.
What is Forex trading? What is a PIP?
Exactly.
Go open an account. Done. 35,000 gone.
That's it. That's exactly what happened. And we found ourselves paying 12,000 rand the first course. I think after the 3 days you mentioned, I was also not happy. And then I saw somebody else on... and I must say, man, this champagne thing on social media is not new. 2016, 2015, there was guys doing that. And they were charging 15,000 rand, and just for a discussion, basically just to sit and say, okay, buy Nasdaq, when Nasdaq was still trading at $4,000. So I then enrolled into so many courses, guys, and I then realized that, look, trading is a journey, right? Trading is a journey where you discover yourself, and I just thank God that I never quit. In this journey, I've gotten to make so much money and lost so much money as well. I really think it's important that I must say that.
Yeah.
And one other thing that I've realized, like what Ngo says, is money management is key. Money management is key, and then also getting to understand the power of leverage.
Sure.
The power of leverage, and not necessarily just leverage from a trading platform, but leverage as a whole.
Okay.
What leverage means and all of that. And I think anybody can make a good career out of trading.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, yourself, you've got a good career in trading.
Is it? By the way, guys, we've got Bishop here. Our fact checker, our ghosted Bishop. He's going to be joining the conversation, so please don't be surprised when you hear a voice from nowhere.
And no one is talking.
And no one is talking.
People think it's the voice of God.
Plus his name is Bishop. Exactly. Plus we were talking about witchcraft for the past 2 weeks, so maybe people will be thinking it's now effective. So we've got Bishop here. Yeah, no, but thank you, man. I would believe that I've got something going, but it comes with how you see the whole thing, how you view the whole thing. It's just one of the toughest industry you can ever be in. It's so stressful. So and man, shout out to your wife. She didn't quit on you when you blew the money. Shout out to your wife. She's here, by the way. So we thank God for that, because it comes with it. The environment. The guys, an environment plays a huge role. The people that are surrounding you when you're doing this work, it plays a huge role. Because at times you'll be motivated by somebody. On social media or around, or you're seeing a nice car passing by and like, I want to be like that person. You open an account, it blows up, but you always need somebody to encourage you. To say, man, you can go for this. And
absolutely.
Plus, for it was already late. You already quit.
Yeah, I already quit. So I couldn't go back.
No, we're still on the prop firm journey, guys.
We are.
So MJ, your prop firm trading, how's that been going so far? How did you actually get started in it?
Look, man, it comes with blowing. It comes with blowing, and it also comes with seeing that you can always utilize your money for other things. Money comes in, money will always go out. And I always say, guys, you can never have a lot of money or be a billionaire with one stream of income. That can never happen. So you need to utilize the resources that you have. So sometimes maybe you're having $10,000 is sitting in your account. You might as well take 5. start another business,
Absolutely.
leave the other 5 and get another 5 from a prop firm. A proper prop firm, by the way, right? So that way you are extending your streams of income, because only one is not going to happen. And at times, and I have to say this, guys, at times we are having rough months.
Yeah.
Trading is not like every day you go into, definitely, right?
No,
so you always need to play around with how you manage your money.
Absolutely.
So yeah, extend by getting money from prop firms and trade that with discipline, by the way, and also teaches you a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to trade, and you remember what he said, he was trading money from the family. It's very tough to trade.
Sure.
When you're under that condition, but when you're trading money that you know that I've signed T's and C's on this, I've signed a contract on this, and I've also got my own personal account. It helps, you know, when it comes to growth. But I would want to know more about what is it that you do when it comes to are you just trading prop firm money, or are you giving? Because there are two types. Some people are like the owners of the prop firm. They're giving you money. They're not taking it. So I want to hear more.
All right. I'm glad you asked that. So just before I answer that, just allow me to go back a bit with the journey into prop firm, because what I just shared is just the journey into trading. With prop firm, I actually realized what MJ is saying is that I was like, look, there's somebody that can fund me. And it didn't seem real for me. And what I did is that I enrolled in one and violated, because chances are we never learn the rules of the game.
Sure.
Right? We never read the terms and conditions and all of that. We're just thinking that we're going to get this $10,000 or whatever, $100,000, and we're going to do what we know what we know. And chances are you find that you blow it, right? And then after blowing, or rather violating, because you don't really blow a prop firm. After violating, you realize then you want to read the rules. And I must say, for me, before I passed my first prop firm, right, and got funded, it took me 12 tries.
Sure.
Yeah.
It took me 12 tries. And in those 12 tries, there was always lessons behind it.
Yeah.
Right? There was lessons, and like I mentioned, lessons of leveraging. Because I understand prop firm, like what MJ is saying is like, if you've got $10,000, take the 5, whatever amount, take it and go start something else. That's leveraging there.
Yeah. So
I saw prop firm as a point of leveraging, saying, look, if I've got my trading account, and if I make good profits, let me buy an account this side, and just leverage on that, you know. And then just to answer your question, MJ, is I am involved in the prop space in a form of, we have established the prop firm in South Africa.
Wow.
And we're going to be looking for traders that we're going to fund.
Wow.
Yeah. So so obviously the responsibility comes with educating.
Yeah, sure.
Educating people about it, and also just moving that stigma, the narrative of prop firms are such a bad thing. If you really look at it the other way around, it's actually a good stepping stone.
Yeah, true. So true. Yes.
Okay, because I think there's a lot of negativity that comes with this prop firm thing. A lot of people are talking about the negative sides of things. Of which, if you go to Wall Street, most of the guys that are trading there, they're funded.
They're funded, absolutely.
Most of them are actually funded. If you go to Wall Street, most of the guys will tell you that I don't trade my funds. I've only got like small bucks that I'm trading for myself.
Sure.
Most of it is coming from even hedge funds.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Even hedge funds and money managers,
Absolutely.
they don't trade their money. They get traders to come and trade. And depending on the type of a hedge fund, because you normally generally get the 3 types, which is the global macro, the quants.
The quants.
Yeah, and as well as the events driven hedge funds. So the quants normally they would utilize systems, algorithms. And you will have scientists there, people that are involved in maths. They will normally formulate like a robot that will be just taking advantage of the movements within the market, right?
And all of that.
So those people, they know that, okay, we are funded, and our funding is based on managing money. Using the algorithm, of which you go and find the global macro hedge funds. Those ones, they mainly depend on the news. They look at what is happening with the news, the economic cycle of things and all that, and they base their trades on that. And still, they're trading the money for the firm. It's not their own.
It's not their own.
And you have the events-driven hedge funds. Those ones now, those are the tycoons now, because they normally depend on if they know that, let's say a new company is about to launch a new technology. Let's say a pharmaceutical company, they're about to launch a new technology, and they get some kind of inside information to say these guys, they are going to launch. Then they know that the stock can appreciate. And they will buy. So it's based on their research.
The research,
you
absolutely.
know? So it goes back to leveraging. Prop firm is all about getting your money. Yes, you've got money, but why not use somebody else's money? I don't understand why. Why wouldn't you?
And in this case, it's the legal way of actually using someone else's money. Not like going to as
50-50.
Yes, the 50, you know the 50. Yeah, I know you being in the game. The 50-50 one. Yeah.
So we're talking about prop firms right now. Probably to someone this might be a new conversation. So essentially, guys, we have brokers, we have prop firms. So can you explain the difference? I know I asked you off camera, but I told you we're gonna bring the conversation here. So what's the difference between a prop firm and a broker?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. There's a big difference. I know a lot would say not really, but here's my take why I say there's a big difference, right? Is a prop firm is a funding company. Right. So they give you funds to trade. And where do you trade? You trade on the brokerage. So brokerage, in essence, is a brokerage account. It's a platform where you get to execute your trades, right? And a prop firm is a company that says, hey, look, you've been trading, and you maybe have limited resources, limited cash and stuff. Here's the money for you to trade and grow this money. And the main business aspect from a prop firm is to say, look, they've got large capital that they just want to grow, and they want to diversify this using obviously multiple traders. And I think it's a new space that a lot of companies are now doing, or other entrepreneurs should be doing. Because if you remember what MJ said, is like hedge funds will employ people to come and trade. Right? But now with the prop firm, the beauty of it is that I don't need to employ you. You don't need to report, and everything, your responsibility is up to you. See, so you're not going to get targets in the morning and say, hey, the third quarter, I need you guys to do 2 trillion, 3 trillion. You don't have any of that. So it's a platform for a trader. It's a platform where you can get access to bigger capital, and you can reach your targets much quicker, your financial targets much quicker. I mean, there's a rule of risk 1 to 3% of your trading account. Now, if you've got $100, that's not significant in your life. You know, so a prop firm then gives you the ability, or rather the option, to go and trade a larger capital where 1% risk or 3% risk is significant. Even with the 8% return in a month, it's something that's very significant, you know. So 8% on $100 cannot even get you that cup of coffee.
You know? I think it's well said, the difference between the two. But, you know, people have this thing that most prop firm traders, they don't make money. People say that, but guys, look at it this way. Even people that are funding themselves don't make money. It's 90% women. So we don't expect them to make money either way, using somebody else's money. You can't make money with you can't make money with your money. What makes you think you want to make money with somebody else's money? So it's just that whole negative thing that people are bringing now if you trade with them. But one thing I also like about it, the discipline that comes with it. It teaches you a lot of discipline, because there you don't work on how you want to do things. Because it's remember, and guys, journaling, I can't stress this much. Journaling, please journal your trades.
Very important.
Journal, because you cannot know where you are going if you don't know where you're coming from.
Absolutely.
Journal, and I'm sure it plays a huge role being a funded trader yourself. Journaling, how is that important to you?
Journaling is the holy grail. And why do I say that? In fact, your success lies in your journaling. Your success lies in reviewing, because a lot of the times we take a trade and we don't even understand why we lost the trade. Right? Now, journaling then gives you an advantage of saying, look, let me replay this. Right? And it tells you exactly what you were doing wrong. And remember, this is a series of repeated patterns and all of that. The market is a series of repeated patterns and behaviors. If you look at the chart from 1992 and you look at the chart today, it's still the same. You see, so journaling then helps you better position yourself on your next trade. Right? And it has played a very important role in me being funded. in a sense that I know every day that I've got a rule-based trading mechanism. So my trading is not based on how much do I want to make today. You see, that's based on my rules. I know that if I'm in a drawdown, my next position, it helps you a lot with position sizing, and you already know in your next trade what sort of volumes to take and stop loss levels to take and all of that. So it's very important. And to be successful with prop trading without journaling, guys,
it's going to be
just
difficult.
Gonna donate. Yeah, you're just gonna donate.
Yeah, because people just want to jump into it. They want to treat this like they funded $10 there and they're gonna make it $1,000 there.
Sure.
And it is not the case, because there's funds there. Because you need to understand as well, if you're funded with, if you're so used to depositing $70, $50. Now you've got a $5,000 account. The responsibility of that, and guys still want to trade those $5,000 accounts as if though we're still playing games there. You know,
absolutely.
And I like the culture that's coming with it now, the culture of risk management, which is something that we as South Africans. And you know what? We're actually internationally known for just being gamblers here in South Africa. There's international traders who react to videos of South Africans trading.
Memes. There's also memes.
You know, being a South African trader nowadays, you must 1 to 1,000 leverage. You must deposit $100, make it $10,000. That's like the norm right now. And I think the culture that has come with prop firm trading, that I think you said it's forcing people.
Sure.
It's forcing people to be responsible right now.
Absolutely.
Because essentially, guys, stop wasting money. Because if you're going to buy a challenge,
and it's given back to you, by the way.
It's refunded.
It's refunded. The challenge that you buy, if you buy it for 2,000 rands, you pass, they give it back to you.
They give it back to you.
So what more do
guys? You have nothing to lose.
I don't know. I don't know if you saw this. The meme that they made. It's also there in the States. It's a sale.
It's a blowy. It's a blowy. And that trader sounds like it's from Pretoria.
I don't know. Guys, I don't like what you guys say about Pretoria. What's happening again? It's a sale.
I gave the signal.
I can't stop watching that every time I'm on social media. And there's this page, I don't know, I forgot the name. They will normally, like every memes page about trading, that's like the signature voice there. I gave you seen that. It's a sale.
Look, I saved it on my phone, bro.
Oh, you have it?
I haven't played all the
time. So essentially you understand that is the culture of South Africa. There's people like literally, like I'm saying for right now, I'm so excited about this next phase right now. There's a new wave of traders coming in now. You understand? You know, there's the first generation, second generation, third generation. Now we've got like a whole new wave of traders who are like now disciplined now. You know, and like and we lost discipline along the way. We really did lose discipline because for the sake of what? Because right now, just because I want to post on Instagram that, hey guys, you know, I turn $70 to $1,000, you know, just because you want to do that, just because you want people to not respect you, to be like, that one can trade.
Oh, you're selling a course.
You know, you mentioned something, and I think if we really go back, and one of the things, guys, I think we need to take this so serious that I know I watched one of the podcast that you guys had with another guest, and he mentioned something very important that a lot of people didn't know. Right? He's an industry player, and he was behind the scene where he was seen as a very successful trader and stuff. And he mentioned some of these income stream that we see on social media. And I think what people don't understand is that it's not as easy as it looks.
Sure.
Right? It's not as easy as it looks. And we've got that responsibility to educate the next person to say, look, you're going to come into this journey. It's going to take a while. But if you're doing the right things, eventually it'll work out. But now what's happening is that you find organizations, and it's sad to see that, and by organizations, I mean brokers as well. You find organizations funding this bad mentality
Yeah.
Right? You find organizations funding and encouraging this whole flip 70 to 100,000 and all of those things, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not really for the longevity of the trader. I mean, eventually you can grow it to 100,000, and when you blow 100,000, the pain is going to be much significant, you know. So I think it's our responsibility also to tell people, look, it's not all about social media.
Yeah.
What we see is not always true. There's buy and sell on different accounts. So
he's going deep now. Go deep. Yeah, sure. That's what we want. That's what you're here. That's what industry chat is all about. Yeah.
So it's our responsibility to say, guys, a lot of these things that we see on social media, it's strategically driven by organizations, and I really hope my head is not taken for that. But it's one of those things. It's a fact, right? That and I like an M4, nah? But I'm not gonna buy it. Because M4 it's somehow every successful trader.
You should
have understand. And I'm not saying anybody that has an M4 is like that, but it's one of those things that now I need to post an M4, go off 7, and then charts. Next thing is a bottle of something, and then I look like a successful trader, and that's completely not true.
Looking the part.
I'm actually reminded of something that when we went to the studios yesterday, I looked at the parking lot of Forex traders. I looked at the parking lot of people that these guys, they make gang money.
Sure.
You know these guys, they make money.
Absolutely.
But you know how they were dressed, how they were simple, how they were presenting themselves. You start realizing that the way we have ruined this industry. We're only showing people the output.
Sure.
And this whole thing of having $50. Funny enough, I had a client who came to me and said, "Hey, MJ, I just put $10 in my account." I was like, $10? It's like, yes, $10. And he was like, I flipped that $10. Now that $10 is sitting at, I think he made like 70% of it. So it's like, it's 170.
Yeah. Okay.
No, $17.
Sure.
Yeah, it's $17. And I'm like, that's 70%.
Yeah.
And I was like, how long did it take you? Say, no, in a day. Just woke up in the morning, got to work, open the chart, MetaTrader, bang.
$7 made.
$7 made. And I was like, oh, okay. So are you aware that you made 70% of your account? It's like, yeah. So I'm getting there. It's like, you're not going anywhere. You're not getting anywhere. Because I was like, okay, fine. Let's look at it this way.
Sure.
If I gave you $1 million in the morning and I said, trade it for me, would you come with the same response that you made me 700,000? And it's like, oh yeah, now it makes sense. And I was like, look, don't be fooled by small money. This small money will fool you. The minute you're trading serious money, you realize, because I was like, come on, it's $10. You don't have emotions. Emotions are not even attached there. You are minus $1, like, okay, it'll come back. But I'm telling you, if you are seeing 10,000 there, you're losing 10,000, which is 1% by that time. You would panic. You would most probably close the trade. That's why I always say that traders should not respond to how to trade, but rather respond to systems.
To systems, absolutely.
Just have your systems in place. Because your system is what is going to define you as a trader. You just follow your systems, then you're good to go. Absolutely. And your strategy, and I can't keep on emphasizing on this. Guys, your strategy doesn't have to win all the time.
Not at all.
It doesn't have to.
Not at all.
As long as you have a good money management skill. And we like using this thing, risk management, everywhere you go.
But you don't understand.
Guys, use proper risk. What's a proper risk management, by the way?
What is risk management?
What is risk management? I think maybe we need to be discussing that. When we talk about risk management, what is that?
All right. So man, I think Bishop is Bishop prophetic.
Why are you asking?
Because you always with Bishop, and it's something that actually has been on my mind and something that I wanted us to discuss.
What if I am the prophet? Why does Bishop have to take the credit, by the way?
You said he's the voice of God, so risk management is very, very important, guys. And one of the things that I always do, look, I'm not in the industry of teaching.
Okay.
But I know that I'm responsible, that if anybody approaches me and really wants to learn how to trade, I then take that opportunity and teach them, right? And one of the things that I teach people about risk, the power of risk management, I said, look, risk management really fills in the gap of you being successful in the long term, right? It's where you look at your overall wins compared to the losses and how you're performing overall in your account. I'll make an example. There's one screenshot that I normally took of my prop firm account that I was trading, and I actually only won 40% win rate, and I managed to make the 8% challenge, the 8% target that was required.
Okay.
And now that is to show how important the risk management is. It's not necessarily that you have to win each and every trade that you take. It's understanding that, okay, if I use a 1:3 or 1:5, that's what I use normally. I don't have to win all my trades. And it also helps you understand that even if you have a losing trade, you're not emotionally attached to it, because you're already, it's a predefined risk that you know. So I always say this, I love business, by the way, and there's a rule that we learn in school and business school that's saying an entrepreneur takes calculated risk.
Yeah.
And I always say this to anybody in business. I say the only industry where you can pre-calculate your risk is trading. Right? Let's say, MJ, you start a construction company right now, and you are given a certain project. Fine, you're gonna have projections and all of that, but to be very honest, you have a risk of losing that entire company.
Yeah, sure.
Right? But whereas as trading is, before you even enter the trade, you already know what is it that you're gonna lose. Should you lose? That's when you're using stop losses.
That's powerful, eh?
You understand?
That's very powerful.
So it's really important to understand that before entering a trade, before you even click buy or sell, you must know that worst case scenario, I'm losing X. I'm losing $100. Worst case scenario. And then now you ask yourself a question: can I live with myself after losing this $100?
Yeah, no.
If not, don't take the trade.
But you know, some guys, they still have to, regardless of whether they can live or not, because, people want to be superheroes at the end of the day, just disregard risk altogether and still be there and be like, no, you know what? And knowing very well that $100 you get tomorrow.
Look, actually, what you're mentioning is, I always say to people is like, look, this is a principle that I learned in one of the business books that I read, is always learn the rules of the game.
Yeah.
If you're a rugby player and you're playing, unfortunately I don't play rugby, but if you're playing, I know there's a position called prop in rugby. You see the Paki sport, these big guys.
Yeah.
If you're a rugby player and you're playing a defensive position in rugby and you are put into a soccer field, man, you're going to cost us. Right? Okay. You're going to cost us, because if you're put in as a central defensive midfielder in a soccer pitch, you're going to be bulldozing everybody, and that's a red card in soccer. You understand what I'm saying? So the position, your defensive position in rugby requires you to bulldoze, and your defensive position in soccer requires you to defend according to the rules of the game.
Yeah, sure.
So understand the rules of the game. And if you understand the rules, learn it first before you can even understand it. Learn it, and then if you do that, it'll probably you stand a chance of making really good money.
Wow.
So understand the rules. What the reason why prop firms have rules is mainly for that. That's what I was saying. It forces you to really have good practices.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the word defense.
Yes.
And I think that's what's going to make you a successful trader if you are more on the defensive side than the offensive side.
Yeah, sure.
That's why, according to my trading plan, I always put my trading plan clearly states, put the stop loss before TP. You understand? Meaning to say, I need to know my risk first.
Sure.
Before my reward.
Absolutely.
That way my mentality is prepared.
Absolutely.
So be on the defensive side. It's like going into the, I've never been in the army, but I like documentaries about army and
armies, you know. Sure.
So they normally say that when they go to fight, they're too obsessed with how they're going to, preserve their lives. of the people that are going out there rather than winning the war. So for them, it's not to get to Afghanistan and say we are going to win.
We're going to kill those Pinots to preserve their lives.
Yes, so we're going to Afghanistan, and the first thing we're going to do is to defend ourselves, and try to see how the other party is attacking. Therefore, we would know what to do, because at times you wouldn't even know your risk to reward.
No,
if absolutely. You're looking, and it also depends on time frame that you are trading.
That you're trading,
you know, because also a type of trader you are. Are you into day trading? And are you into that? Then I don't like it when people say, because you are a type of a trader, you are a gambler. I trade 1 minute. And I enjoy it. I trade 1 minute, and I'm very strict when it comes to 1 minute. Because with 1 minute, if you don't have your stop loss, Bishop, you know, if you don't have a stop loss on 1 minute, remember 1 minute is so quick that you don't know the overall direction of the market. So if you get it wrong there, forget it. This thing of it will come back. It will come back after it is blown. Because risk to reward.
That's everything.
You understand? Risk to reward is everything. So if you're trading 1 minute, you know, okay, I'm going to capitalize on 7 points. That's why I like the ATR. The average true range indicator. And that's the indicator that I enjoy using, because it will tell you that on average, the last 14 candles, we are ranging at 8 points. And you won't be dumb enough to put your stop loss on 7 points. Right? Rather put it on 9 or ATR times 2 and say, okay, fine. If it's 8 points, then I'm going to put it on 16. Right? And my reward, then I know that I have to double that, if not triple that. So it all depends on the type of trader that you are, but the defense mechanism must always be in your mind. And also going back to journaling, guys, for those that are trading with MetaTrader 4 and 5, it normally doesn't show you like a percentage and all that, but you can always take advantage of my FX book. My FX book, the app.
The app,
It what I like about it, it will show you how many trades you have taken, the days, the months, where you are strong at. Maybe you are strong at Euro USD. It will show you.
It will tell you exactly.
It will tell you exactly. So when you're going through a lot, then you know that EJ, I normally lose on EJ. So when you're psychologically, if you're going through a lot, then you know, let me not rather play with EJ, because I know most of my losses are coming from EJ. Rather, because I want to gain that momentum. Because let me tell you this: if you are having 3 consecutive losses at the time, are you messed up psychologically? So that's where the defense mechanism. And I like what he's saying. When you're doing other business, you might not really know how much you're going to expose, because you're like, okay, I'm starting a business with $5,000, but you don't know the returns, because the return, it's mainly based on the response of consumers. And what I like about our business, we don't have consumers. We don't have somebody waking up in the morning, it's raining, I'm not going to go to MJ supermarket. Right? Whether it's raining, whether it's this, you just know I'm exposing this much, I'm willing to lose this much, and you adjust your emotions based on what you already know. What makes you break your laptop is you are not psychologically prepared for that $100 when you say, what? Then that's when you break your laptop. But if you are psychologically prepared to know that, okay, at this price, I'm going to be losing this much. I think you'll be good. And the other trick is to not look at your trades. If you know you cannot handle emotions. Put your TP, your stop loss, go. You're here maybe, because other brokers, they will give you a notification on your phone. Even margin call. Margin call.
Just to remind you.
So, Ghost, I don't know, Ghost Bishop.
When I know you, what is this now?
Do you want to chime in on the conversation right now that we're having?
But the first question is, what made your wife to stay even when you were blowing accounts?
What made me want to stay?
Your wife.
What made her want to stay?
Even
after
blowing accounts.
Sure. It's a tough one, because if I understand the question, you're saying what made her want to stay?
To stick with you. To stick in.
No, look, it's really a tough one to answer. But one of the things that I can say is that I really think the most important thing of any partnership is understanding where you guys are going, and look, in partnership, as I was the one trading, right? Sure. I was responsible in telling her about the benefits. I was basically responsible in selling this thing, right? And once she saw it, and I think also she has also experienced, before the blowing, by the way, she has experienced the peak, right? So she has seen what was possible and what we have made, because we've really made a lot of money out of nothing. And then the declines came. and then apart the fact that she's such a wonderful person, man, man, she's actually the reason why I stayed, in fact, to be honest. If it wasn't her, I was gonna stop.
Wow. You know what I'm thinking, though?
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? Yes. I'm thinking other traders are like, I need to get a wife.
No, in fact, they need to.
Yeah. I need to get a wife. I need to be profitable. I need a wife.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, is that we especially when we're still young, right? We think of this thing in reverse. We think, let me make money and start getting the girls.
Wow.
Right? So once you have the money, there's always, don't chase the skirt. Chase the money, and then the skirt chases you. Man. It's really not about that. But once you find somebody, then you've got purpose. When you're trading with a purpose, then you'll see better rewards. But if you're trading to just go and buy
M4.
No, Moet.
What is it?
Moet. Yeah.
What is that?
Champagne.
Oh, I don't know. I know Bible verses. I don't know.
So when you're trading for the champagne, man, it makes it difficult because the purpose is really small. Yeah. But a very close friend of mine always says, look, the greater the responsibility, the greater the reward, you know?
Yeah.
So if you have great responsibility, you'll have a great reward. So I think to answer your question, she's great responsibility, and
No, you're blessed. The prop firms, I mean, in this country, based on your own observation, is it a new kind of a thing, or is something that has been around for quite some time, or are you the ones who are pioneering this kind of a thing here in this country?
Look, I wouldn't say we are the one pioneering it, but we are looking to be the ones pioneering it. Okay. The main reason why is that we want to start bringing education around it. We want to start teaching people about prop firms. We want to start teaching people about the power of leveraging through prop firms, right? Wow. If you think about it, a few years ago, I would say in the 2015, 2016, brokers were not really such a known thing in South Africa, right? And one of those guys, I know for sure they were not the first broker in South Africa, right? There was other brokers existing, but one of the first well-known broker in South Africa. What made them stand out was they brought basically accessibility, where they started teaching people about trading. You understand? They started teaching people about what trading is. They started teaching them about how to even make a deposit using ATM and all of that stuff. So what we're saying is that we are coming up and we're saying, guys, there's another avenue, because a lot of traders are struggling with capital. Yeah. And a lot of people now are getting into problems with the FSCA, where they're managing people's funds, and that is a problem. You see, that is a big problem. And we're trying to say, guys, eliminate that risk of taking somebody's money and doing a 50-50 split. Come into, there's a company that's responsible, or rather that's willing to give you their money, then you still take the bigger cut on the profit. You see, so the only thing is it requires you to be disciplined.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the giving their money part. Okay, so I came across some information a while back. Yeah. So obviously the whole model of prop firm trading is essentially people gather under a certain prop firm, and then people buy challenges and all that, you know, and then people trade those challenges. But essentially, around, if I'm not mistaken, around 95% of people are actually losing right now. So, I mean, if you have about a 95% of people buying challenges, and what are people actually trading on actual live accounts.
Sure.
Because I really want to ask that, because essentially, I think right now what's happening, we had brokers. Brokers had the period where it was like, we're pushing brokers.
Yeah.
And then obviously it came up the test accounts to promote them and all that. Now we've come into the space of prop firm, and now history is repeating itself as we are watching. Whereas now, how do you actually determine, or how do you actually can scan or look and observe, Kuti, this is actually, I'm trading under this prop firm, this is actually a live account with the actual market, because essentially they could just be mirroring what the market is doing, and it's just a whole bunch of test accounts. They just know that, hey, some sort of what's that thing where people gather money?
Crowdfunding.
Not crowdfunding, the other one, Ponzi scheme. Basically, because it's just giving me those vibes. And why I'm asking this, I'm just coming from a negative standpoint of view, because essentially I want people to be more aware and more educated, because so many prop firms are popping up now, and it's getting actually out of hand right now. People are promoting prop firms, and you just don't know, so how can one actually essentially come to a point and be like, nah, this prop firm, I'm trading the market, and because it just seems like people are just interested in I make my money, I get my money, and that's that.
That's it. Sure.
Yeah.
So very intriguing questions, and one of the things, if I may explain it this way, right, is I want to answer it without being too long, but let me extend it. Let me extend it. So just to explain, and I like the fact that you mentioned the fact that you're asking it from a negative point of view, because that's what somebody that's behind that camera watching right now saying. This thing is all about them. If they get 100 people and the times are $40, they made a lot of money. So they don't understand the mechanism behind it. So if I may just go into the mechanism behind it, is that we must understand that for the reason why, I'd rather speak about our company, our prop firm, right? The reason why there's a fee behind it for the challenge, right? The purpose of the challenge is to establish whether you're a good trader or not.
Okay.
Whether you can be trusted with our money or not, right? And by trusted, I mean you can stay in line with the proper risk management. You can stay in line with that, right? So the individual needs to understand that, okay, when I purchase this account, right, I'm going to go into a test phase. The test phase is on a demo account, right? But it's on a demo account just for the security, or it's basically an evaluation account. I always say is that you don't treat it like a random demo account, because it's actually where you get tested, whether you are good enough or not, right? And then once you are trading and you are fully funded, that's where the real thing starts. Okay, so the reason why there's fees behind this is that there's technologies involved, and by technologies there's server hosting that's involved. Okay. There's CRM systems that are involved in monitoring your trading, and also there's traders need to understand that in order for you to actually trade, there's a fee that wherever you're trading pays to companies like MetaQuotes and all of that.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
So these things cannot really be ran for free. And also we all know that if it's for free, you're not going to put anything behind it. You understand? So to be honest with you, the subscription base is not really where the money is. Is there money? Yeah. But it's not actually where there's a lot of margin for the broker. All right, it's not where the margin is. The margin comes when you get those successful traders. I mean, if, for instance, through VCs and stuff, the people say, look, we want you to get traders and you trade. We give them the money to trade. And if somebody's going to if MJ comes and makes 10% growth on a $100,000 account, man, he's done better than any other firm that we could have taken the money to.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so keep going. So, because you're opening my eyes to actually another part of it I never considered. Actually,
yeah, so the cost part, ne?
Yeah. So the thing is that it's not really about. We are not in the business of selling we're not in the business of taking $40. Our cheapest package is $40, by the way. We are not in the business of collecting $40.
Yeah.
We're in the business of collecting data. right? We're in the business of collecting data. I mean, I remember I wanted to trade for one of these companies, these hedge funds. But I looked at it, I was like, when am I going to go get degrees? When am I going to get all these I can trade, but I don't have the education requirements, right? And I was like, it's going to be so difficult for me to get there. And when I saw a prop firm actually then gives you, it doesn't require anything from your educational background and all of that. You just need to know how to trade. Then you can basically become a fund manager. You see, so it's for guys that really want to become fund managers. So it's not necessarily about, hey, if I buy a challenge and 95% of these guys are failing, they're making a lot of money. There's a cost to that. Even while they're still on the demo phase, there's a cost that's involved in that. You see, so it's just mainly to cover those costs, but the actual business is behind of getting those 1% and also trying to get them to grow, to increase the capital.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like the cost part, because normally, we look at businesses and we are like, they've got nothing to lose and they are just in the game to screw us and make money.
Yeah.
And I like the way you broke it down that, they have a cost of doing business. Even when you're doing your valuation phase,
Sure.
there are fees that you pay, meta codes and all that. It actually makes sense. That you need to pay something.
Sure.
And I wanted to ask you this. Is it already running? Your prop firm, is it already running? And if so, what's your overall drawdown on monthly basis? Or not even on monthly basis, because I know you've got a percentage. You say overall drawdown. It's like 12%.
Sure.
And your daily drawdown.
Sure.
Can you break it down for us, please?
All right. Yeah, it is running. In fact, we've just had, we rolled it out this week. We haven't fully launched it. We've just rolled it out to a handful of people this week. The main reason why we did that, we had the soft approach of rollout, is to be able to look at the monitor some of the glitches that may occur. So we must also understand that. I think that sometimes traders miss that as well. We are operating in a technology space, right? So we are operating in a technology space where anything can happen. Glitches happen. Yeah. I mean, even at the banks. I mean, I know. Can I mention names? Capitec. Now and then they've got a glitch, month ends or something like that. But what essentially what we're doing, the reason why we decided to do a soft approach launch, right, is to say, look, let's get a handful of guys first, look at the loopholes that our systems might have, so that by the time the numbers come, people are not compromised.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So people are not compromised. So we've got it is running. The violation criteria is as follows. If you go on our website, you'll see we've got an overall drawdown of 12% and a daily of 5%.
Okay. Can you actually discuss the difference between the two, the overall drawdown and the daily drawdown? Somebody called me the other day and it's like, hey, bro, what's the difference? Because I can have a drawdown daily of 5%. Yeah. But where does the overall drawdown come into play?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So basically what it means essentially is that in a look, according to the server time of the I wouldn't say on the broker, but of the liquidity that we're using, right? Okay. They'll say 12 o'clock. Sometimes at 11 p.m., sometimes 12 midnight. That's when the day ends, right? So within that particular day, you should not violate or reach negative 5% of your account. Right, the moment you reach that element, that 5%, you violated the rules in that one particular day. Okay, and the overall drawdown means, like, say if I stay in line with the 5%, I don't lose more than the 5%. Maybe I lose 3% or I lose 4%. The next day it starts over again. I've lost 4%. I've got 8% now left.
Yeah.
I'm basically trading with 8%.
Yeah. So
basically, that's the approach somebody should take.
Yeah.
So look, if I've lost 2% yesterday, I know now I've got 10% left. So trade that 10%.
So you cannot go beyond 5% on daily basis.
On daily basis.
Yeah, but you
overall, you cannot go over 12%.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You get a
So in
letter.
other words,
You get a letter.
I love
so
letter.
basically, when you have a 100K account, you're only allowed to lose 12%. 12,000 US.
Meaning
Once the 12,000 US is chai, it's chai.
Yeah, like 5,000 a day.
I like how English.
5,000 a day,
Yeah.
maybe for 2 days, and then the other day 2,000.
Okay.
You're done.
You're done.
Okay.
You have to go through
and obviously
evaluation
this
again.
is not. Is this the okay? Now, where does the equity come into play? Does the equity is it just when you close a trade that it counts towards?
Sure.
Okay, but the equity, the running equity right now is what I'm asking about. Like, does it contribute towards that 5%? So let's say, for instance, today I'm holding a negative 3%. I keep it running for the next day or for a couple of days.
Sure.
How does that get calculated into? Because I started the trade from. Sorry.
Yeah.
I started the trade from Monday, and I'm like negative 3%. Now I'm still holding that trade up until Wednesday. So when does that kind of clock into the overall percentage? Yes.
Okay. So our conditions, look, you got two models, right? You've got some that run as static, right?
Okay.
Meaning they only look at what you've done with the balance.
Okay.
Right. And then you've got another model, which is what we use, where we look at your equity. Right. The main reason why we do that is what MJ said earlier, is that sometimes you find traders that will place a trade and say, he mentioned this when he was explaining the 1 minute.
Yeah.
Right. He said, it will come back. It will come back. We cannot really put money to in hoping, thinking that, no, this guy, it will come back as well. You understand? Because that's the wrong approach. So the reason why we use the equity, right, is so that we know that the trader can risk as little as possible.
Yeah.
You understand? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to put the responsibility of our money into the trader when they've lost, and we say, they've lost it. We were hoping it will come back. And also, it's actually a good approach to trading. It's actually a good approach to trading on how you should not even over trade, over leverage, and all of that. So it's I feel like it instills good principles. So we look at the equity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
I think you all got clarity on that.
Yeah.
Because essentially these are the kind of things that people need to understand, because a lot of people are embarking on this journey, and like, if you don't understand what you're doing, you end up losing unnecessary money. And I think that's what we're here for, to give you guys education. Simple, not education, information. The term information. Yeah, next thing we're there, they're calling us mentors. I'm not a mentor though, so I'm not a Forex mentor, let me put it like that.
I like the fact that you said Forex mentor. I think this word Forex, we are misusing it a lot.
Absolutely.
What do you think? Because everyone, when they see you, you've got a car, it's making noise, pipes are there, and you're coming out, it's an M4. Forex. It's a Forex trader. Guys, we are not only Forex traders, we are involved in CFDs.
Sure.
You're calling yourself a Forex trader, but you only trade Nasdaq. You're not a Forex trader.
No.
Did you have to say? No, but you're not. I mean,
absolutely.
That's why people get wrong information and wrong education. Guys, CFDs, contract for difference. That's it. We some of you are even trading shares, right, or stocks. But Netflix owns. You don't own any share because you bought Netflix with the 0.10. You can't be lot size. I'm owning Netflix. You are not.
You are not, absolutely.
You are not. You are just taking advantage of fluctuations within the market. So I think people need to understand this, because everywhere you go, MJ the Forex trader. Then the next thing I show you my gold portfolio.
Sure.
I'm like, but this guy never even touched the Euro USD.
Yeah.
And they're busy calling you a Forex trader.
Forex trader, yeah.
Right. We're involved in CFD. So what basically means that we that's why we are called retail traders.
Retail traders.
contract for difference. So under that we have forex trading, which is currency market, the stock market, the commodities market, the cryptocurrency market. 100%. So we don't own anything. If you want to go own shares, you can't. You want to buy shares, you can't be using a broker that we are using, which is for CFDs. Go to Johannesburg Stock Exchange and buy some portfolio there. There, then you will have some ownership when it comes to the portfolio, right? So when it comes to us trading different instruments like cryptocurrency, and I'm saying this because people are not even aware that the type of an instrument you trade has a different charge to it with the spread. Yes. Some brokers, Bitcoin is very expensive to trade. So you can't be trading. I know myself, because day trading, right? I'm a day trader. So at times I'll be trading 15 minutes, 1 hour at times, but I make sure that when the day finishes, my trades are closed because I don't want to pay swap and all that. But when I'm trading 1 minute, I'm taking advantage of instruments that I know or pairs that I know that they are cheap to trade, right? And when you're trading Nasdaq, be careful of this. In the morning, from 8 Central African time, right? Because I know this channel is too powerful and you might think we're in the States. We're in Africa, by the way. So in the morning, you are trading. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and you're like, okay, I want to trade Nasdaq. Look at the spread during those times. Only after half past three, the spread will be tightened because the New York Stock Exchange just opened. It's a new session. But before that, the spread is widened. Because it's not open. Right? So if you are scalping, you need to take care of that. You need to look at that because you know that you can be trading 15 minutes, I'm trading 1 minute. Right? You know that maybe I don't really care about the spread of Euro USD because it's tight and all that. But if I'm trading 1 minute, I need to make sure that I have the tightest spread there is. Because by the time I reach, I'm utilizing small points. By the time I'm on 10 points, I want to take my take profit, or 15 points, I want to go out. So at times, your spread is already 15 points away. And you open a position. By the time you take profit, it's on 0.00. You understand? Because of you are going to be placed at the and I even on MetaTrader you can just go in settings and maybe say ask price. That's what it's going to show you the difference between where you are and where the price is going to execute you. Yeah, so maybe you can jump in on that. Forex trading, cryptocurrency market, and the stock exchange market, at times, like the spread it differs. And also exotic pairs. It's expensive to trade them. You can't be scalping that. You've seen the Euro, they use these spread.
Obviously, because like it's essentially like it's not a major, obviously, so not a lot. It doesn't have a lot of volume to it, like supply and demand. Simple as that. So anyway. Coming towards like the closing of like our conversation today, can you walk somebody who's watching like through the whole process of the whole funded challenge thing, like just from the beginning to end, like just until the payout, so that people can know, hey, what are they working towards?
All right. So what basically happens with prop firms is that this is the entire journey, right? So you'll log into a particular prop firm. Am I allowed to say the name?
Go ahead.
That's what you hear.
Plug the prop firm.
Take advantage, man.
Look, there's a prop firm in South Africa called Mzansi Funded Traders. So what you do is that you'll go to the website and look at the package that you want to get, right? We've got various packages. The smallest is the $5,000 up to the $200,000. Okay, and so what you do is when you make a decision based on how much you have and what you have is that you will basically just click register and you'll make a deposit. You'll purchase the account, and then you'll get the login credentials of your Metaphor trading account, which is where you're going to be executing your trades. Once you receive those, you then start executing trades, and when you are successful, once you are successful and you're funded, you get refunded your subscription.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much.
And what's your price tag? How much are your packages? Like for $5,000, how much do you charge?
Yeah, it varies. I think We are the cheapest available.
Okay.
And it's we are the cheapest available.
So what's cheap? What's cheap?
So a $5,000 account goes for $40.
Okay.
Yeah. $40, which our biggest account is only $950,000.
Okay. Last question: do prop firms need licenses?
Prop firms don't need licenses.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, prop firm is not you're not depositing into the prop firm.
Oh, I see.
You're not depositing your money in the prop firm.
Yeah.
All right. So
what are you thinking?
No, what I'm saying, you're purchasing something. Hence no, I'm just thinking about the terminology behind it. Like, it's so smart because you're basically buying a product. It reminds me of that other crowdfunding thing that happened I think last year, before last. People were buying packages, but they were taking it as investment, but they were selling it as buying packages. No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's just a smart way to go about business as well. Especially. It's just smart. Let me leave it like that. I'm gonna give people ideas now. No, but
to be honest, I think what Ngo is saying is that a lot of people think like that. A lot of people then get to think that if I've purchased this particular package, I've invested $40 in this company. You haven't invested anything. You only basically just look. You are buying. It's a cost for you to execute and be tested. Right, you are basically being tested. If you're successful, you get that money back, full refund, and a little bit bonus, just more than what you've put in for your time and all of that. You are basically rewarded. So you're not investing in the prop firm. You are just basically saying, guys, give me a platform for me to execute my trades, and if you're successful, when you are successful, you get paid out.
Sure.
So the money comes back essentially. So the onus is up to you to be successful. If not, unfortunately, just keep retrying. Like I said, I took 12 tries before my first one.
Yeah.
No, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. It's much better. If you've got $1,000 account, right? If you've got $1,000 and you go fund it in a trading account, you blow that $1,000, that's it. But if you've got $1,000 and you break it down and $40, you see, so you got multiple times to retry, and eventually one of them is going to come right.
Yeah.
One of them is going to come right and pays for the other ones.
No, perfect. No. I'm happy with today's conversation. I don't know about you, MJ.
Yeah, I'm also happy. I'm so happy. I think out of everything, I like the cost part. I'll say it again. I like the cost part. Because, people some people are into this negativity stuff. Every time money is involved, why are you taking money from me?
Yeah.
So they normally thinking that you want to make money.
Sure.
Yeah, and to some companies, $40 is nothing. No matter how many people you have, 40 times. Because I know we Forex traders, our best tool we have is a calculator.
Calculator who?
Yeah, we calculate.
And we don't have methods.
Yeah,
formulas. We don't have it. We just pluses.
Just to figure out how much somebody makes. You like, okay, it's 1,000 people in a day. It's a seminar 1,000 times 500. Hey, this guy made this much. I know we are good at it.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to clarify that. It's a cost of doing business when it comes to this. Okay.
Yeah. No.
But I'm happy. Thank you so much for coming through.
All right. Thank you guys for having me.
Maybe we'll apply.
Yeah. No, 100%. I know I'm gonna apply definitely.
Yeah.
It's not an endorsement. I'm not paid to say that. Anyway, guys, we are sitting here with Jabu Souls.
It's like I'm waiting for Metro FM.
Look, we open to educate more. If you're sitting behind and you really want to get in touch before you even purchase the product. Ask. We'll teach you first.
Okay.
So that you know what is it that you're doing.
So where are you based? Where are your offices and how can people reach out?
All right. We're at 155 West here in Sandton.
Okay.
So the $40 is definitely not going to pay that office space. So, we're based here in South Africa, 155 West. And to get in touch, it's Mzansi Funded Traders. MFT, Mzansi Funded _MFT at Instagram.
All right. Okay. No, perfect. We'll leave details in the description below and on the screen for you guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Nqobile Tembane and I'm sitting here with
MJ Givens Kgasi. See you next week.
All right.
VJ is